redefining integral in a post-COVID-19 world. A higher tomorrow, holistic well-being, larger autonomy in lifestyles and work, and inclusive get right of entry to the digital offerings will underpin the necessities of the future. Telemedicine, online education, touch-free technological know-how and work from home. The COVID-19 pandemic has essentially modified world existence and pressure to rethink of what is deemed essential. The disaster has additionally altered day-by-day routines such as buying and commuting, and accelerated digital adoption to assist us socialize in a bodily distanced environment. More time a domestic has raised consciousness of our dwelling spaces, and has additionally sparked a wish for higher autonomy and manage over our personal well-being. Essential, girl mom PNG uncertainty stays over when or how the pandemic will end. However, one component is clear to Gianfranco Casati, the CEO of Growth Markets at Accenture. Everything will continue to be different. The second wave of the pandemic is a vivid reminder for leaders throughout the globe that what we want is a relentless unravel to remain laser-focused on enhancing the wellness of our employees, our communities, the surroundings and ultimately, our economies, he says. A new approach to well-being amid COVID-19 possibilities have emerged to reshape the future. Perhaps nowhere is this greater evident than in the sphere of healthcare. The place telemedicine has mushroomed in response to the massive enlarge in the quantity of sufferers looking for scientific advice, and the want to restriction the hazard of contagion. Essential, man-woman EPID PNG in India. At the beginning of the COVID-19 outbreak, the authorities labored with Accenture to enhance the Miko Sati Kedbot, an AI answer that helps bust COVID-19 myths, disseminates correct statistics, and affords fundamental healthcare advice, hence liberating up healthcare people to manipulate one of the world's quickest developing caseloads. In the UK, the National Health Service, NHS, engaged Accenture in a timeline innovation partnership that extra than doubled the nation's ventilator capacity. Accenture managed the furnace chain of the NHS Ventilator Consortium, enabling all 3.4 million requisite components to attain the proper contractor at the required time. Accenture's leg up predicts our imperative trade and how clients will become aware of public fitness post-COVID-19. Technological adoptions may additionally encompass digital fitness identification playing cards and on-public fitness video display units at public establishments. Affordable, handy and digitally impenetrable healthcare will emerge as the anticipated norm. A shift away from remedial sick care to proactive wellness care will encourage adoption of progressive merchandise and services, from toothbrushes that alert us to early signs and symptoms of cardiac sickness to mirrors that can flow on-demand workout routines and our domestic and grand real-time feedback. This is a second of extraordinary probability for each enterprise to make investments and improvement of care-centric improvements and play an energetic phase in the future of well-being. Putting people at the heart of business, the COVID-19 pandemic has compelled corporations to take a greater holistic and compassionate strategy to their workforce. In Australia, Accenture partnered with Beyond Blue to co-author a federal authorities concept to obtain funding for a digital intellectual fitness service. Launched in early April 2020, the new Coronavirus Mental Wellbeing Support Service affords 24/7 free intellectual fitness information, cell phone and net chat-based counseling and referrals to different aid organizations. Essential, Girl on Com PNG. Marcus Barber, a futurist at the Centre for Australian Foresight, explains that it is vital for corporations to start viewing their employees' emotional challenges at the identical degree of significance as their expert productivity. The whole person method is no longer thoroughly embedded yet, however it's something that organizations want to cross towards, Barber says. When an automaker in Argentina was once confronted with the challenges of faraway working, they partnered with Accenture to launch a combo of new technology, coaching and cultural reorientation. Upon upgrading the team of workers with Microsoft Office 365, with an emphasis on Microsoft Teams, 85% of personnel stated a sharp amplify in effectivity and productivity, each on-site and at home. Vjana Savic, Managing Director of Thought Leadership at Accenture, says it is vital to take note that technological know-how is right here to serve the desires of people and the planet. In the end, it is the physical, herbal world that offers the digital world, meaning, she says. Businesses want to play an lively phase in creating options that harness human ingenuity and technology. A new type of journey movement restrictions precipitated by using COVID-19 have provoked introspection over mobility, and the influence that journey and transportation render on our cities, surroundings and health. Raising the alarm of local weather change, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres known as for the introduction of new jobs and corporations through a clean, inexperienced transition, declaring, "The inexperienced economic system is the future." A reassessment of what may additionally represent essential journey may additionally decrease aviation emissions, which had been hovering earlier than the pandemic. And it's now not solely air travel. Road visitors throughout Asian international locations dramatically dropped at the commencing of the pandemic. So did air pollution. Accenture's lookup forecasts that micromobility, alternatives such as rentable bicycles, e-bikes and e-scooters, may additionally expand in recognition in the post-COVID-19 world, supplied that these selections are presented in an accessible, inclusive and cyber-secured form. Essential, by PNG Valentin D. Miguel, Senior Managing Director and Lead for Strategy and Consulting for Growth Markets at Accenture, says, what will emerge as crucial is clear. Higher and greater inclusive get untreated digital offerings across all components of the society, low-priced options that assist humans manipulate self-directed care greater proactively, intellectual and bodily care alike. This is the place an abundance of commercial enterprise possibilities will come from. In the subsequent decade, the American thinker Charles Eisenstein wrote, we experience that normal isn't coming back, that we are being born into a new normal. A new sort of society, a new relationship to the earth, a new journey of being human. A possibility for commercial enterprise leaders now is to input the much-needed exchange by means of stepping up to the undertaking of making the new necessities an actuality for all. Patent presented by Accenture. Logo all black, -88X31PX PNG. Society disrupted, now what? One commonality we all share, irrespective of the society we stay in today. The ancient methods of existence have been profoundly and all at once disrupted. It feels like nothing will ever be the equal again. The place and how we work, move, socialize, consume, examine or defend ourselves. Yet at some point of this time of disruption, we have a special possibility to flip a second of nervousness into a second of introspection. Get equipped for a new life of the future.